Good morning, juniors. So today's class is so important, and I really want to make sure that everybody gets the time to digest. So then rather than teaching each class step by step, I decided just to make a video. A video that you could watch at your leisure and then do the thinking activity, which is requiring you to not only read an article, but then also kind of summarize how you feel about this whole year. I think one of the things that we have to do is we have to go back to the beginning. Why did we do this class? We did this class because we decided that there is a problem with humanity. And we said, the problem with humanity is that we're imperfect. And the reason why we pursued Christianity was it offers us a chance to be perfect. It offers us solutions to our imperfections. And we really dug in. We looked at the Old Testament. We looked at why Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden. We looked at the establishment of this new religion, Judaism, this God guy, this Abraham guy. And then we watched Abraham's 4 sons, grandsons, great-grandsons go through this relationship with God. God then made all these promises, right? That he was going to bless the whole world through Abraham, that he was going to send a Messiah, that he was going to save the Jews from eternal death. This person, Jesus, is someone that the prophets predicted kind of word for word what his life was going to be like 800 years before he was born. Then we read all about his life, right? And we heard him say things that people had never said before, things about loving their enemies and their neighbors, things about respecting women in ways people had never talked about before, that you don't just not cheat on your wife, you don't even look at other women with lust. He talked about incredibly insightful pieces of information for loving one another and being kind, but mostly about how to pray, how to give to the poor, how to be someone who goes to heaven. And then he died for us. He died for us so that our imperfections, our mistakes could be borne by him and we could live with him forever. And yesterday, kind of the culmination of Jesus, he said, you want to know how to get to heaven? You want to know how to be perfect? I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. I'm going to my Father's house where there are many dwelling places. I will come back and get you and bring you to me so we can be together forever. It's a really great story. But for many people in the world, that's all it is a story. Yet, for some people in the world, it's more than a story, it's a truth. It's a real fact that they base their life on, make decisions on, and it impacts the way that they treat other people. Well, we're getting to that point in the year where you kind of have to start to evaluate, what do you think about this whole Christianity thing? I think it's so important that you remember, I'm not here to convert you. I don't get a bigger paycheck. It's no bonuses if all of you decide to be Christians or believe in the Bible, right? What I want is for you to intelligently be able to speak about whether you are a believer or a non-believer. I want you to know all the facts. I want you to have all the background information so that when you evaluate the Bible, is this book true? Remember how many times I shook that book at you and said, is this book true? I want you to be able to talk about it intelligently, and I want you to be able to defend your position. And I think we're finally at that place. So, the big thing for you to consider, now that we have talked about in our own minds, would you die for a lie? And in reading your answers, 99% of you would not die for a lie. The only people who would die for a lie said that they would die for a lie to protect their children. Remember, that was not the question in the scenario. The question was, would you die for money, power, women, or fame? And the answer is, well, to enjoy, for the apostles, money, power, women, or fame, the number one thing they would have to be is alive, right? So if you were lying in order to get money, power, fame, prestige, you wouldn't die for it, because the whole point of those things is you have to be alive to enjoy them. So, with that being said, here's the options. Option 1, okay? Option 1 is the Bible is true, right? So Jesus really is God. He really does love us. He really does want us to be perfect. Human beings really are the image and likeness of God, and we really do have a chance to be made perfectly happy forever, never, 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 never. Option 2, the apostles lied about Jesus. They either converted the details of his life to match the Old Testament, or they simply literally lied about what happened in the Old Testament. They changed the Old Testament to match the story of Jesus, and they lied. He didn't really walk on water. He gave a speech near the water. He didn't really turn fishes and loaves into many meals. He just happened to have a ton of fish and a ton of bread one day, and he fed a bunch of people. They turned him into a god so that they could use that information to gain power, to gain prestige, to gain influence. Okay. So here's the question, and this is something that everyone needs to consider: is why would these men die the way they did? So if they were lying, why would they die the way they did? And I think when you are done reading the article that's posted below the link in this video, you will have a newfound conundrum. It will literally make you really go, And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you go, It's the explanation why this tiny little religion in the lowest, most unimportant state in the entire Roman Empire ended up becoming the largest religion in the world. It's because of what you are about to read now. So read it, enjoy it, and please, please, please feel free to feel whatever you want about it. Just whatever you do feel. Be honest 100% and write a 5 to 10 write-up in the document below. All right, hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a great class, and God loves you, and you are loved at school, and you are loved by God. All right, have a good day.